Good morning and welcome to another 1 hour build video for me. As you probably know, I'll be building rock, paper, scissors. And I'm going to try to put together some of the learnings from previous videos. So we're going to do some TDD. And also I would like to add some basic bot support to help with testing a little bit quicker as we add multiplayer support and things like that. So we can start with defining our test module. In fact, before we define let's do that, we need x.start to run false. And last time we did TDD, we had an issue with random values always coming out the same. This is because XUnit was using the same random seed. But thanks to Cobra Kai on the Elixir Slack, I figured out that we can pass it a seed and randomize that seed. So we can do rand.uniform and just give it some large number. That should be enough, and that will give us a random seed for every run. And then we can do xunit.run. This needs to use xunit case with async false, and then we can do test, and we can just do a canary test, do assert true, run that. Cool. One test runs, one test fails. And we can also do assert 1.5 is greater than random.uniform. And that should sometimes, there we go. Sometimes it passes, sometimes it fails. So randomness is working correctly. Okay, so now onto onto the core of our game. And one of the things that I've been going backwards and forwards on is whether to have direct communication between the various gen servers or whether to use a PubSub. And I think this time I'm gonna try to go back to the PubSub. It's probably a little bit slower, but I think it will help us out in the long term. So I'm going to do a def module, and I'm going to call it event bus. And we need to install Phoenix PubSub, so we don't have to write our own PubSub from scratch. And the module here will just give us a handy place to reduce boilerplate and wrap our functionality, but this isn't going to be a gen server itself. But what we can do is we can define an init function, and here we're going to do yeah, we can do a start link. Now, how do we do this? How do we do this without actually having to have a maybe what we do is we define a supervisor, and it's actually the supervisor that we start with in Kino. Def module yes, supervisor 2, and we can use supervisor and let's, yeah, so we just need a start link. I think I need to just, where's the, there we go, this is what we need. So we can basically copy a whole chunk of this and stick it in there. Now, obviously we're not going to have that as a child. We're going to have Phoenix dot PubSub and what does Phoenix PubSub require? Evaluated. Yep. Just a name. Cool. Okay, and that should allow us to initialize a supervisor. And we can do a setup. That's it. And then here we can just do gen server start link, and we're going to start our RPS supervisor with no options because we don't care, and that should be fine. So that should then be running. Okay, so we need to return okay. Cool, okay, that's working. So test PubSub is running, and we can do phoenix.pubsub.subscribe, and we can call the topic, the PubSub's going to be PubSub, and the topic's going to be test. Subscribe to that, and then we do phoenix.pubsub.broadcast PubSub. Topic's going to be test again, and we're going to say SDF, and then we can assert received, and then I think that just needs to be SDF. Okay, unknown registry. Why? What happens if I move the start link in here? Did I not call it PubSub? I did. What happens if I manually start it here? Okay, that is very weird. So if I start my supervisor up there, then my test can access it. But if I start it in here, my tests can't. Maybe because I'm using gen server start link, maybe I need supervisor dot start link. Yeah, RPS supervisor. No options. And let's close that. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can put that in there. Why is setup not running? Let's put the context here. That should run. Failed to start child. No, because it's already started. Why? Why is it already started? Let's just close the notebook for a second. Start so we can reopen it more easily. Already started. Okay, and if we move it in here, it works. Okay, well that's weird, but we can work with that, it's no problem. Okay, right. I also want to check this, that we can run these things after the tests. Yeah, cool. And if we put an exclamation mark after this, then we can see the supervision tree. We can see we've got PubSub adapter and so on and so forth. Cool. Okay, right, so what do we want to do? We want to set up our event bus, and we've set up our supervisor. I think the event bus is just going to be an interface over the supervisor, but we'll come back to that in a second. So the core of the rock, paper, scissors module is going to be, which way do we do it? We need I want to implement a bot. I want a lobby and games and rounds. And they all need to be wired together through this event bus. Let's go from the bot outwards. We're going to use a gen server, and we're going to do start def start link, and this is going to take an argument that we don't care about. Oh, actually, we probably do care about it. We wanted it to have a name. So name do, and this is going to be genserver.start link. It's going to be this module, and I'm going to take an init arg, which is going to be the name, and we're going to set a name of the name. Now the issue here is if we want to create these dynamically, it's fine, we can come to this in a second, right? So we can test this out. Test bot. I don't think we care about the context here because we're not using it. Does mean we're going to have to create the supervisor every time, but actually not right now, it doesn't matter. So gen server dot start start link, and we can call the module bot and give it an argument of the name, which is going to be bot one. And what do we want to do? How we're going to test it? We can test it through the PubSub actually. So we can do def init name do. We're going to return okay, and a state which is going to have the name in it. And what we can do is phoenix.pubsub.broadcast, and we can broadcast to the PubSub. Topic is let's just call it, actually this can be the lobby, right? And the message can be bot created, and we can put the name in here. So if we start the supervisor before we do that, we can do supervisor dot start child, and the supervisor will be the RPS supervisor, and the child spec will be bot comma bot one, so they will be linked. And then we can do assert. Oh, we need to subscribe actually. We need to subscribe to that lobby topic. So phoenix.pubsub.subscribe. PubSub topic is lobby, and we can do assert receive bot create common name. Okay, can't type, other than that we are okay. Okay, why is the RPS supervisor already started? I really don't get this. Is it? Oh, it's because it started here, I think. Okay, right, so if we start it here. Okay, and then we can start it here. What? Why is RPS Supervisor not running? Right, let's just grab. What we're going to do is grab a bit of this. Okay, so we know that's running. So now if we subscribe to the lobby and create a bot, that should be fine. What? Oh, because, no, it's got the right name. I really don't get this. Let's just grab an OK, comma PID, and let's see if we can at least address it by PID. Okay, that works. So we can probably put that in a setup block. We need to return setup needs to return a OK and some stuff. Okay, comma PID should be fine. And then we can do this here. In fact, since it returns OK PID, we can just put it right in there. And then we'll do context. In fact, we can underscore PID here. This is so hacky, but let's see if it works. Okay. Why does it say it's already started? Because setup runs before each. Oh, there we go, setup all. Let's see if that works. Okay, we can do PID equals that, and then we can return PID. Okay, and that will be an array with PID is PID. Oh, okay. That's annoying. There we go. Okay, so that's running. Which means now we should be able to not need to do that. And we can delete that, and hopefully we should have access to the supervisor. No, we don't. Why? Okay, yeah, because we don't have a PID here, but we can do okay. So that needs to be bot 1. Oh, cool. So this test actually doesn't need to call the supervisor. Cool. Let's rename this to Elixir. Yes. Cool. Okay. Well, that was a bit hairy there, but we have the ability to create a bot. We know when it's being created because it's broadcasting on a channel, and we can name it. The name is an atom, which I think is going to be a problem when we want to create many of them, because you don't want to create atoms programmatically. So let's implement a registry. What do I need with registry? View on headstocks. Keys unique and a name. Keys unique. And I don't think I need a special name for it, but let's see. Test. Ooh. Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm just going to call it registry. That should be fine. Cool. Okay. Right, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we can use strings when we create our bot. So instead of that, we want to do bot 1, and that will fail. Okay. Oh, that should be bot underscore 1. Yeah. And that will fail. And the reason it will fail is because it's not actually registered the bot properly. Can't see the output of that, but if we try to run it here, keynote.startChild, and we can call it in fact, let's see if here. We've got the keynote below. Yeah. Will this still work now? Yeah, it will. And then we can do. All right, we need to capture that bed. And we can do supervisor dot start child bed comma child spec is going to be what we've got. Oh. bot comma bot underscore 1. Okay, that just needs to be a bed. Yeah, so that's the issue. Do we have a start child here with a exclamation mark? No, it's fine. But anyway, the name's not correct, so that's why it's not working. These tests are so annoying. But yeah, so what we can do is when we get our name here as a string, we can do a name is, we can do it via registry, comma, and then the name of our registry, which is that, and then the name of our string, I think, which is just name. And if all works right, there we go. Cool. So now we can have these called by string. So we can do this in a loop for, in fact, we can do 1 to 5 to enum.map. No, I just need a for loop. Remember, yeah. 1 to 5 do. And we can create these bots in a loop. And then we can do interesting. Didn't create bot 2, why? Do I need to delay a bit longer? Why is it saying it's already started? Right, let's have this. Why is it already started? Right, let's try skip the supervisor, and we can do keynote start child, and we can pass the bot and the name of bot -1. Okay, it's because we don't have a registry. But if we run that and that, so these all seem to be clashing with each other. They all seem to get the same name. Why? What am I doing wrong? Via registry. Yeah, they should be fine. Can we inspect the registry? What functions do we have? Let's do registry that keys. No, that's not going to do it. What do we need? What do we have? Values. Just want to inspect the whole registry. Okay, let's see if we can get count. Okay, 1. Okay, so registry dot match, but meta register select start click on register. Just want to see. Oh. Is it because it's using the PID of the supervisor? So let's do registry dot values. Registry, and then the key is going to be, in fact, keys. Yeah. Okay, so I do want values. I really don't understand how this registry is working. Or the supervisor. I wonder if it's the supervisor. I think the issue is to do with start child. I think it's trying to register it with the same PID. So let's try to do a registry dot lookup. Yep, registry, and the key should be bot_1. Okay, and let's debug that PID. 2100, 2111. So no, it's not the same PID. So what's going on? If we call it something entirely different. Yeah, it's already started. Start child. Okay, so the supervisor. Okay. ID. Okay. All right. So what we need to do here is do instead of giving it this shorthand, we need to give it a full map. That is ID is bot1, and then start is bot, comma, bot1. And then the same for bot number 2. Oh, come on, what are you doing to me right now? So we can use a child spec. Okay, let's have a look, see how that works. give it. ID can be a thing bot, comma 2. Into spec is equal to that, and then we can do supervisor dot start child pid, and then we can do spec. Okay, all right. So now if we look up registry counts and bot -2. Okay. All right, we can work with that. That was a bit painful, but we can go from there. So what we need to do is do basically the same thing we got there actually. But instead of that, it needs to be bot underscore hash I, and the ID of this bot is I, and we start child with the supervisor spec, and that should hopefully do what? Oh, because the supervisor's already started here. Great. Can we have 2 supervisors, one for test? I think we can. If we give a default value of that, and then we can do name. Don't care about it, but yeah, we can do that, and then the name can be name. And then when we, so this should still work as it did before, and then in our setup, when we start link, we will give it the name test. Now that should still work as expected, and then if I start one there, okay, so that's working. Oh, it's the PubSub. That's got a name. Okay. That's annoying. Anyway, we can fix that in a minute. I wanna, that's not already started, surely. Cool, okay, that's running. So we don't need this long timeout here. That should still pass. That should still pass. That should still pass. That should still pass. Cool. Okay, so we have a way to build bots dynamically and call them various names, and it only took us what, 51 minutes. That's nice. Right, so what we can do is we can give that supervisor the event bus the PubSub a dynamic name, and then maybe include that in here. Maybe. Does it even matter at this point? Is there anything of value we can build in the remaining 8 minutes of this session? Yeah, probably. We can build around, can't we? We can do describe. Is it describe? Test and exists. We can do okay, bit is equal to genServer.startLink round, and we need to create all these bots. Let's extract that as a name. And then we can return the name here. And instead of doing a for I, we can push that into enum.map. Do that fn of I goes to there. How's that guy looking? What's going on? Yeah. Right, so round is undefined there, so we can do that. Def module round to use genServer. That's fine. On 17, we are getting an issue. Why is that? those tests run? Okay, because those. This is annoying. I believe those bots are still all there. We can do this, right? We can assert registry dot count, and we'll just call it registry because that's what it's called at the moment. Equal to 5. No, 0. Okay. So what's going on? Let's push that to TPG. Yeah, so we've got 5 bots there. Assert receive bot created bot 1. Is it because that test is running afterwards? Maybe we need the assertion here. Assert registry dot count. Registry is 5. Yeah, okay, because we're using the same registry. When we start, this test is running first. When we start a bunch of things in here, they are then still present in there, which is the perils of having a single registry for all. So we need an actual setup rather than a setup all. And I wonder what that's going to break. PubSub Supervisors already started. This is async false. So why is it trying to run them synchronously? Okay. We need a unique name for this PubSub, maybe. But we're at time, so we get to do that next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.